how to unpack and assemble your 2014 SaunaFix model. The prior year it was in a much larger box and required no assembly. So you're going to get a box like this with these contents. The base with the 4 guards. We put your light bulbs inside, so you're either going to get for 120 volt Havels, or you're going to get the 240 volt GEs. You're going to get one box with chains and a hook. So basically, after you unpack everything, you're going to get this base with wires. So you're going to want to get a small crescent wrench or a 14 millimeter box end wrench. 9/16 will even do. First thing to do is for each socket, make sure that those nuts are tight. If they're not, when you go to try to screw in the bulb, the socket will rotate and you'll think that they're installed when they're not. If you have a bulb that's not in full contact, the electricity is going to go on and off, and it's going to cause the bulb to, burn out or break or explode. So with shipping, these nuts just come a little bit loose. Then the next step is pulling that up through here, and this is slotted, so you have to put it together like a puzzle. But first, unscrew these back covers. Cover plate, a nut that you can hang from the ceiling or whatever. Okay, so now you kind of pull this through, and then there's a slot on the top here in the sauna. On the wire, there should be a washer and a nut. So you just, until you get all 4 fed in here, just finger tight that. I have to rotate this one to get that slot through there, kind of like a puzzle. Now this is the important part, is holding your finger on that ceramic socket below, because you can tighten the nut all day and that'll spin at the bottom and it really won't be tight. And that's what secures your guard to the base. So you just put your fingers down at the bottom and hold on to the ceramic socket and then tighten that up. And you push the excess wire in this little compartment. Pop the cover on there. And tighten it up. Just do that 3 more times. This is the essential part, because if you're screwing in that bulb and you don't see that the socket underneath is turning, then you're probably gonna burn out your bulb. It'll pop and it'll smoke. We'll show you how to deal with that if you have a broken bulb in a socket. So this assembly from start to finish, even explaining things to people, you know, is going to take about 15 minutes. Almost done here, then we'll go to the next step. So that is all tightened up, and so check each socket right now to make sure it's not going to turn. You have them in there good. Now the other issue is a lot of times the guard needs to be bent because the socket isn't completely centered, and that keeps you from screwing in the bulb. So there's also a metal piece inside that sometimes that's a little bit bent. So just stick your fingers in there if it's off center and move it around, because when you start screwing in the bulb, if you hear this scraping ceramic sound, it's because it's not centered, and then you run the risk of, you know, breaking your bulb. And you want them in all the way. You don't want to break them, but you don't want them loose, because intermittent electrical contact will stress the bulb. Now, if that's not centered, these steel guards are tough. Just bend it. Pull it one way or another to center your bulb. Now, so same thing, you just screw it in, make sure that that's centered. You just reef on it. It's not going to hurt it. Just reef on it to center that. Like this particular one, looks like the socket's bent that way, so I just go down there and I push it in a little bit, and then screw it in. Voila. Now, if you over tighten the bulb, or you don't have it tightened in all the way, or maybe the manufacturer's bulb is bad, it's going to typically break there, and this socket's going to be, you know, stuck inside there. So to remove that, don't use your hand and cut yourself. Use some pliers so you can grab that socket and turn it. And another issue that happens is when this sauna is plugged in, before you use it, I want you to test. You know, turn it on and actually where your These are available for purchase online. They do two things. They protect your eyes from physical damage in case you're, looking at a bulb or whatever and it bursts. And they protect you from the near infrared rays. Below 700 is great. I mean, rats that were blinded with wood alcohol receive their sight back. But 700 and higher, according to industry standards, are damaging to the eyes. So make sure and get yourself a pair of glasses that cover 550 to 1800 nanometers of light. If you don't, you could risk damage from all the daily exposure. So I'm going to plug this in. With all 4 bulbs in, I'd like you to leave it set maybe 3 to 5 minutes and watch. If there's a bad bulb, or if you don't have full contact accidentally, the outside edges of the bulb will get cloudy or milky, and it'll actually, the cover of the bulb, you won't be able to see the filament inside. So that tells you that that bulb is bad and it will explode. So just turn off the SaunaFix, wait till it cools down, remove it, email me, we will ship you a free bulb. Those kinds of things just happen or are unavoidable. So to recap, the sockets at the end of the wire, make sure those 2 nuts are tight. And then when you pull them through on the back, tighten those up so the socket isn't spinning so you can fully install the bulb. Then if the socket is not in the center and the guard's keeping you from screwing the bulb in, they're made industrial so you can just bend. So you can see I'm just bending it just to show you. See how far that bends over? The diameter of these rods are very tough. This is also a brushed nickel finish, but I also have them bake it an additional time. So there's absolutely no outgassing from the metal portion of the SaunaFix. And also, you can touch everywhere on this SaunaFix without fear of getting burned. Now, as far as attaching the chains, you have a loop here. That's where the stabilizer chain goes. And then you have 2 4-foot chains. So you hook one here to the ceiling on the hook. Then you have a short 7-inch chain that you hook here and then you hook into the chain. Because this SaunaFix is obviously heavy on the front. So you need the chain to pull it, to adjust it wherever you need. The loops on the back, let's say you got somebody who's bedridden. All you do is you hook the loops. That's why you have 2 4-foot chains. So you can hang it this way. However, if you are able, please sit on a stool and rotate in front of the sauna for the best circulation benefits. Your body works hard at shunting blood to the side of your body towards the light. That's so that the water can escape, so it really vasculates your tissues. So take advantage of this. No other sauna provides that. And then you turn around the opposite way. Your body has to effort and shunt the blood on the other side. So you're going to get more toxins out in your sweat when you do the rotation. Thank you. And be sure and go online and get your Stay Safe glasses. Tanning glasses, sunglasses, and other laser safety glasses will not work. There were no other glasses online that offered protection between 550 and 1800. I had an FDA approved manufacturer make these, and they've been through FDA review, so they are safe to block 100% of the near infrared rays from your eyes. Thank you.
get balanced and optimized with a hair analysis program today.